got a massive shakeup to Hut Champs players that we can earn in Hockey Ultimate Team. We're going to break down the new exchange path as well as the brand new cards in this video and talk about some potential changes that we'd like to see in NHL 25 and going forward. Let's hop into it. So 2 new 98 overall Hut Champs player items were dropped in Hockey Ultimate Team, and to acquire them, it is a much different process than what we've had throughout the year. First, let's take a look at our 2 98 overall cards that we can make, starting first with the 98 Mike Commodore. He only comes with 1 skating synergy, something that EA has done regularly now to make it so that they're not technically 99 overall. He does have accelerator boost, meaning that his acceleration can get up to 99, however his speed is capped at 97. Everything else is 99s across the board, and he comes with gold truculence, as well as tape-to-tape, heat seeker, bouncer, and quick pick. This is a fantastic card any way you look at it, and the one thing that I would give them credit for this year when it comes to Hut Champs cards is that they're almost always meta cards, and why that's important is because Hut Champs is for the most competitive players. If you are not someone who plays competitively, the mode is simply not for you, and that's completely fine. That's why there's squad battles and rush and other ways to play the game. If you are going to grind out a Hut Champs run, you are playing against the best players as well as playing the game the sometimes worst way, but nonetheless, you want cards that can help you if that is a way that you like to play the game. This Mike Commodore fits the bill. Great card. Can't complain about that. Our next option is the 98 Bobby O'Leek. 6'4", 230. Always one of the best Hut cards whenever he is released in game, simply just based on his size. He does come with accelerator boost, but just like Commodore, does not have that secondary skating synergy to get him to true 99 in terms of speed and excel. Much like Commodore, he's 99s across the board and everything, and he can play center, obviously, with that 99 faceoffs and gold quick draw. So he becomes one of the best centermen in the game. He has close quarters, total eclipse, big tipper, and unstoppable force. So a lot of fun abilities and someone who just literally can sit in front of the net. Again, just like Commodore, fantastic competitive card that you can earn by playing the most competitive mode. Now, the caveat here is that they no longer work like they did with the prior Hut Champs cards, meaning that you do not upgrade them from 86 overall all the way up to 96 or 97, whatever the overall is. You simply can only acquire the 98 overall cards by trading in 32 Hut Champs collectible. To put that in perspective, 1 power-up collectible is equal to 1 Hut Champs collectible just in terms of value. So we need to do a little math to take a look at the value for these cards. Now, when it comes to upgradable cards, EA is pretty linear when it comes to upgrades and card costs because it's an economy that they set. So let's use Nick Suzuki for example, and the last Hut Champs cards, I believe, started at 86 overall. Now, taking out the cost to actually get the 86 overall version of the card before you upgrade, going all the way up to 98 overall, what Commodore and O'Leek are, it would cost you 39 power-up collectibles. And that doesn't even include the cost of what it would take to also get the base 86 version of the Hut Champs card from the prior exchange path. So it is a pretty big savings when compared to the other upgradable cards that EA has released. Herein lies the issue, I think, and something that is becoming more and more concerning throughout the year and how they've run events in regards to what content this year. By removing the ability to upgrade a card and getting in a base value of it, you are essentially trading in all of your collectibles for a 98 and you cannot downgrade. And why that's important is because at least when you've gone the upgrade path that we've had since NHL 22, you are getting some of your investment back. In this new path, you are simply just losing those collectibles because the highest trade-in that we've got is a 92 and above player item when it comes to other event sets or just power-up collectibles. Like, if we could trade in a 98 overall item and get the value of what EA deems, that would be a little bit more understandable. But since 92 and above is the cap, we've got a 98 overall card with the value of a 92 if we don't like the 2 master set players that we choose from this new Hut Champs release. On top of that, you are delaying the ability to acquire these cards, something that the lower overall starting point fixed back in NHL 22. Because it now costs 32 Hut Champs collectibles to create these, let's do some math and see how long it would take just the average player that competes in Hut Champs weekly to acquire one of these cards. Now, let's assume the average is 10 wins, and that's still difficult for a lot of players to hit. You're getting 6 Hut Champs collectibles for 10 wins. That would take you 6 weeks to acquire enough Hut Champs collectibles to make that new Hut Champs player item. Let's say you're in the top 100 and you get 12. That's going to take you at least 3 weeks and getting top 100 every single week. And the real kicker was you didn't need Hut Champs collectibles to upgrade the prior require Hut Champs cards. You just needed the set amount to get the lowest overall. You then used power-up collectibles to upgrade them. So even someone that only could get 10 wins in 1 week, you could make the card, and then with your various power-up collectibles that you earned via squad battles or rivals, you could then just upgrade them very quickly. All of this to say, I can appreciate the changing up methods and trying to make things a little bit more fresh, but it just kind of further hammers home the point that it seems like the content team is kind of undoing everything that we've gotten in terms of quality of life that we got in NHL 22. If you think back to the 22 under 22, I believe is what the event was called, that was when we got our first upgradable master set player item, and it offered with the benefits of getting the card at a lower overall, and then slowly or at your own pace upgrading the card. And that again gave you multiple benefits. One, you were able to access the card immediately regardless of your level of play, and two, if you didn't end up liking the card, you could then at least get something back that was pretty close to fair value. And when they give you the static overall event master set item or these new Hut Champs cards that require the full value, we just simply aren't able to acquire them readily at our own pace, and you're not able to get nearly the same value in return. So if you are someone that plays Hut Champs, let me know what you think of this new set path. Curious to hear in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.